Hello again, dudes, welcome back to the channel. This is Kadima, and I'm gonna bring you another Lies of P Overture DLC build video. This time for those who are at extremely high levels, such as myself, on this save file. And let's start by showing you what level I am. I'm 375. I am on my fourth playthrough. I actually just finished it, but I'm not going to reset and start New Game Plus 5. I just want to leave the game ready for whatever next DLC might come along. But let's start about the build itself at this stage and for those that are at these levels. I'm running 70 vitality, vigor and capacity at 60 because I want to be able to dodge roll and have enough stamina to block, dodge, attack at the same time. Motivity and technique are both at 82. This is a hybrid build. It's focused on having the best out of scaling weapons with both motivity and technique. Therefore, you want to distribute the stats equally. And advanced, I got it at 60 just because, well, it was the next best place to put the points at this stage. It also allows you to do a little bit more damage with whatever Legion arm you might be using, and that's also a good thing to have because it will increase your Legion stat as well. Now, as you can see by my common abilities, I currently have 899 HP, 238 stamina, 481 legion. I have 5 fable slots and my guard regain it's about 23.5%. My physical attack with the weapons I'm using is 241 plus 242 for the main weapon and 182 plus 119 with the second weapon. For my legion arm I have 115 plus 293 and my resistances for all the effects, physical, fire, electric, acid, disruption, shock, break, slash, strike and pierce are as shown. Now for the P organ, I'm not going to show you the P organ on this screen. I actually just rather sit down at the chair and show you what the crack is. I find it easier to understand and easier to follow. Now for the equipment that I am running, I am using the Monad's Rose Sword plus 5. I have not changed the scaling of this weapon. As you can see, it's at, actually I did change, I added advance to it. So if you leave it as it is, it will have a motivity B scaling and a technique B scaling, but if you change it to advance, it will keep both scalings of B on motivity and technique, and we'll just add a little bit of scaling with advance, which we having 60, it's going to increase your damage by about 2 points. It doesn't really make much of a difference, but it helps along the way. Now for the Royal Horn Bow, these are both DLC weapons, so is my Icarus Legion arm. But for the Horn Bow, I have changed the scaling to motivity just because it will balance the attack abilities between motivity and technique both at C, and that ultimately will mean a lot more damage if you combine both scales. The Legion arm actually scales with motivity B and technique B as well. It does a little bit of damage, it has a nice weapon art to it, and it's a nice one to have. For the amulets, I'm using the Blue Guardianship Amulet plus 3, which you can get by playing the DLC at higher than New Game Plus 2, the Patience Amulet plus 1, the Iron Wall Amulet plus 1, the Extreme Modification Amulet, and the Storyteller's Amulet. For my defense parts, I'm using the Leda F350 Frame plus 2, which is the only one that is not from the DLC. I'm using the Workshop Union Auto-Adaptive Converter plus 2, I'm using the Works Union Finish Cartridge plus 2, and I'm using the Workshops Union Composite Armor Liner plus 2. Now with this weapon, the Monad's Rose Sword, this is an absolutely devastating weapon. The Fable Arts is absolutely amazing. The guard abilities, it has a damage reduction rate while guarding of 46, which is not too bad. It does not have any critical hit rate increase, which is a shame, but if it did, the weapon would be absolutely broken. It is amazing as it is, but if it had that, compared to the Proof of Humanity, which it does, this weapon would just be outrageous. Now, let's talk about how to use the weapon. Now, basically, my build is entirely designed about building up Fable Arts as much as possible. For that, we are using the Storyteller Amulets, which increase the Fable charge amount when attacking. As you will see by my P organ configuration, this will also come from fatal attacks, from using the pulse cells. Everything that is on this build is to gain Fable, and then to increase Fable attack damage, and to get more Fable recharge as well. Now, I have other perks on the build that I'm going to show you, especially because I'm on New Game Plus 4, so I have an extreme amount of quartz, I have a very high level, so you can see you can get a lot of bonuses on the build. But let's talk about what the idea is. Basically, the idea is to build up your Fable, and once you have the Fable, you just do the weapon art, and it just does this. Once the weapon art is finished, you want to do an R2 just to get close, and then you finish off with a fatal attack. And as you can see, this does 11,200 damage. So this is basically the idea. You want to get Fable back as soon as possible. You can use these items as shown, the Fable Catalysts, to regain Fable if you want. You don't have to, because you will generate a lot of Fable just by attacking, just by doing perfect guards. And to get perfect cards, I'm using the grinder with a perfect guard. So even if I use the grinder and I just block, I will get perfect guards. So if the enemy like Arlecchino is doing his quick succession that you just hold block, you will get your Fable completely full immediately just by guarding his attacks. So that's basically the idea of the build. You can also use the triangle, which is a nice combo and does a tremendous amount of damage as well, but as you can see, it does not stun at the end. You will actually have to come next to the enemy and stun them by doing a heavy charge attack. Now, this is basically the setup for the build. I'm going to show you a few examples of how build and how strong this build actually is. But before I do that, let me just quickly run to the chair upstairs. I could show it on the menu, as I said, but I find that the menu is not easy to follow as the just sitting on a chair and going through the P organ setup. So I apologize for the inconvenience of having to run all the way here. I could have done this in the DLC hotel, but never mind. Now, if you just go to the activate P organ, if we start with phase 1, I went with add Fable slot 1 with increased stagger duration 1 and lower damage while dodging. I went with Link Dodge, enhanced Fable Arts Attack 1 and lower damage when discharged. I went with increased Pulse Cells 1, enhanced Charge Stagger and enhanced Guard Regain Recovery. I went with increased Stagger Window 1, enhanced Fatal Attack and enhanced Fatal Attack Pulse Cell Recharge. For phase 2, I'm using Retain Guard Regain 1 with enhanced Perfect Guard Destruction and lowers damage of charge attacks in Fable Arts when doing charge attack in Fable Arts. For the next one, Retain Guard Regain upon cell use, enhance Ambush Stagger Attack 1 and lowers Guard Regain Reduction 1. Increase Pulse Cells 2, enhance Web Attack and when durability is at maximum, and enhance Pulse Cell Recovery. And add Amulet slot with increased Fable Art effect duration and enhanced attribute resistance. For the phase 3, I went with increased cube uses. This is particularly useful because we are using the cube that gives us the Phantom regaining HP. So if you can just boost your Phantom's HP, they will last a lot longer, they will help you tank bosses, and they can be quite useful if you just need to regain some HP or if you just want to use some catalysts or regain Legion. This is very useful. And I went with enhanced Perfect Guard Destruction and enhanced Special Resistance 1, and for the last one, charge Legion when eliminating an enemy. So you can use Legion a lot with this build because you will regain Legion just by killing normal enemies. I went with enhanced Pulse Cell Recovery 2 with enhanced Charge Attack Stagger Attack 2, increased Pulse Cells 3 and lowers Charge Attack Stamina Consumption. I went with add belt slots 1 because we are going to use a lot of items such as the grinders for boot stat effects and also for our items. You can also use them for throwable objects. I don't use throwable objects that much. I don't even use the Legion Arm that much, to be honest, although I should. But I went with Enable Fable Arts Attack 2 and Lower Guard Regain Reduction 2, Perfect Guard Fable Charge Enhanced, and Shortened Fruit Bearing Time, just because I mean, I haven't too many quartz, so I just started putting them here. Actually, to get the boosts from the other smaller perks with lower weapon durability consumption, perfect guard regain recovery, and reduction stamina consumption from dash. For the next one, phase 4, added amulet slots, the more the better, with lower natural recovery upon weapon attack, enhanced attribute resistance, and lower weapon durability consumption for ambush attacks. Add Fable slots. As I said, this is completely around Fable, so you want those Fable slots. This is a priority. With increased stagger duration 2, increased pulse cells 4, and charge legion when eliminating an enemy 2. Increased special grindstone uses. This is vital because using the perfect guard grinder, you want as many uses as possible. And I went with enhanced stagger attack from behind, increased pulse cells 5, and fatal attack Fable charger. Again, to charge Fable so we can do more Fable arts. Finally, perfect guard causes stiffness. This is also very useful because it will allow you to get something out of the perfect grinder on top of what you are already getting, so I strongly recommend using this. Increased Fable Arts effect duration 2, auto charge pulse when discharged, and lower weapon durability consumption when weight increases. Now, for the phase 5, I went with increased staggerable window 2, enhanced fatal attack 2, enhanced special resistance 2, perfect guard costs no stamina, and Legion magazine effect enhance 1, because we are going to use some Legion magazines if you want to do more Legion arm attacks, and this will boost you the Legion regain even further. Now, for the next one, I went with Retain Guard 2, Regain 2, Enhanced Weapon Attack when durability is at maximum 2, Lower Damage while dodging 2, Charges Legion Arm Fable, and Legion Magazine Effect Enhance. And finally, for Phase 5, I went with Increased Cube uses because, again, you can use the Phantom to help you. It's very useful, especially if you are playing at higher difficulties. I only play at max difficulty now that difficult settings have been introduced, and they also done a recent patch that lowered the damage caused by enemies, so this is always nice to have. Enhanced Ambush Stagger Attack 2, Enhanced Guard Regain Recovery 2, Charge Legion when eliminating an enemy, again, so you can use more and more Legion Arm, and Legion Magazine Effect Enhance 3. Now, you could get another slot for the Legion Arm. I don't particularly need it. I don't even have a second Legion Arm because I don't find the need for it, but you guys feel free to use as it suits you. As you can see here for phase 6, I also didn't add a third weapon slot. I'm happy with using just 2 and swapping just 2. I don't need a third weapon. Now, for the next one in phase 6, I'm using Perfect Guard Weapon Durability Recovery, so every time you do a Perfect Guard, you will automatically recover weapon durability. Again, because we are using the Perfect Guard Grinder, this is an automatic benefit as well. And I went with Enhanced Attack when HP is at maximum. I went with Lower Charge Attack Stamina Consumption 2, Charge Legion upon Pulse Cell use, and Increase Pulse Cells 6. For the next one, add belt slots, because again we want to have as many items available as possible, and I went with Enhanced Weapon Attack when discharged, Enhanced Attribute Stats Ailment Recovery, Lower Stamina Consumption when discharged, and Increased Consumable Possession Limit by 2. Finally, for phase 6, I went with Enhanced Pulse Cell Recovery 3 with Lower Natural Recovery upon weapon attack, Lower Fury attack damage, Perfect Guard Fable Charge Enhance. Again, Perfect Guards will give us more Fable, and increase Special Grindstone effect duration. For finally the phase 7, the final available phase, no matter how many New Game Pluses you complete, Fury Attack Guard, so this will allow you to block fury attacks. You will still take quite a chunk of damage, but at least you can now guard them. Increase attack from behind, which increases damage when attacking an enemy from behind. Reduces stamina consumption of dodge when discharged. Perfect guard, fable charge enhanced 2. Again, perfect guard giving us more charge, more fable charge. And increased consumable possession limit by 3. For the next one, I did add a second Legion arm, not because I needed the second Legion arm, but because I wanted the perks with enhanced weapon attack damage when discharged, enhanced special stats ailment recovery, lower damage temporarily when using the wish stone, and fable charge upon cell use. For the next one, add amulet slot 3, vital to have as many amulets as possible. I went with enhanced charge attack, enhanced deflection recovery, lower weapon durability consumption of slashing weapons. I'm using a slash weapon, so this helps as well. Increased consumable possession limit by 1. Finally, the final perk, which is one of the best actually, the lightweight. You simply feel lighter. This means that even at 79%, you will not be slightly heavy as shown. You will be just normal weight, which means you will dodge faster and stamina recovery is better. It's a shame this is hiding in Phase 7 because it's actually one of the best perks you can get, and this should be available earlier on. In any case, I went with lower weapon durability consumption, complete recovery of guard regain upon guarding a fury attack, auto charge legion, and increased special grindstone effect duration. Now, with the DLC, we can now upgrade P organ, and you just have to swap menus to do that. So, because as I said previously, I had a tremendous amount of quartz available, being at New Game Plus 4, I had a lot of available quartz to invest, and this is my investment. On the attack type, as you can see, I invested in pretty much everything with the exception of enhanced condensed legion arm attack, but everything else as upgrades. Survival type, I have put on almost everything as well, except for lower damage when discharged and the lower guard damage in discharge state, but everything else has been upgraded. For the ability, I have not done the increased weapon durability recovery speed. I don't think that that's important. Lower legion consumption in a crisis, again, I don't think it's that vital, but you can also tweak this to your own tastes. I did not use lower damage temporarily when using Wishstone. Charge Fable when reviving. I don't, as much as I need the Fable, when reviving, I don't think it's that important. Natural recoveries, durability of inactive weapon, I don't find the need to use that. And special grindstone weapon durability recovery, I don't need that either. Lowers weapon durability consumption of stabbing weapons, I don't need that either. And finally, in the item type, I have invested very little, but I've used it on Legion Magazine Effect Enhance, increased Special Grindstone Effect Duration, charged Fable upon post-cell use, and charged Legion upon post-cell use. And that's pretty much it. That's the build in as much detail as I can provide you. One thing I want to mention is, and it's also one of the things that makes this weapon so amazing, is that you can actually use grindstones with effects on the weapon. So I like to keep electric bleeds of all the abrasives with me, and I will swap them on my belt as required for whatever type of enemies I'm facing. Other things to keep are Fable Catalysts, Legion Magazines, Vanini's Urgent Repair Tools, and Grindstone Coating Capsules, which you can actually now buy at whatever rate you want. And you can actually use them while having 2 still available. You will get a 3rd one, and but you will not get a 4th, so don't waste it if you have 3 already. And this is pretty much it. I'm going to show you the power of this build with a few examples of what kind of shenanigans you can use with this setup just after this description. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you all for watching. Cheerio! Yeah. What? What's up?